So here's a fun fact about Molly. She loves to sleep in my mom's closet. And that's because there's an air vent up there. But she's obsessed with the closet. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but my hair looks so pink in the mirror behind me. Why? Hello everybody, my name's Haley and I am here to do a very different, maybe not so different video. I have had requests for the last 2 years maybe to bring more fandoms into my channels because it's been obviously exclusively Sonic, and for a while Avatar The Last Airbender / Legend of Korra was in there, and now that so much shit I think is happening, in a good way, good shit is happening in a way in a lot of the fandoms that I'm personally in, I'm just like, you know what, let's bring in the goodness. Let's talk about some fandoms that I do love, because I've been asked what other OTPs I have, other fandoms I'm in, and can I feature more content for said fandoms. And you know what, guys, I love you and I would love to do that. So let's talk about one of my favorite things in the universe, Netflix. So if you have been a long time user like me of Netflix or any other subscription service, or you're just getting into it and you're like, I don't know what to do next, or I've watched a bunch of stuff and I'm bored and I don't know what else to pick next, this video could be for you. So this video will be exclusively for TV shows or series on Netflix, not movies on Netflix. If you want a separate video for movies on Netflix that I recommend, I will make the video, just tell me in the comments below. Also, I will be making a separate video for Hulu because your girl loves Hulu. So yeah, I am super excited and I hope you guys really like this video, and that's I need to wake the fuck up. I just got home from work, so I'm kind of tired, but I didn't want to do this video today. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Okay, so another quick disclaimer. These shows I have watched. Some I have not watched all the way through, but I've watched them enough to give a good recommendation to you. And I think that's pretty much all I needed to disclaim, I guess. So let's start with the newest addition to my recommendation list. And this is a show from the DC Comics universe. So if you're a fan of DC, you'll love this. I know that a bunch of people either love or hate DC or Marvel, depending on who the fuck you are. I love both Marvel and DC. I honestly prefer DC a little bit more because I grew up with the characters from DC. But the show that I'm talking about is Arrow, and that is based off the DC Comics character Green Arrow. So, Green Arrow, oh, there's no spoilers in this whole video, by the way. I won't give spoilers, I promise. That I knew I was forgetting something. But Green Arrow is about Green Arrow. What the fuck, Haley? So Arrow is about, obviously, the Green Arrow character. His name is Oliver Queen, the character, and it's about how he becomes Green Arrow. He's born to this very rich family, and then he gets stranded on an island for 5 years. He's found, and it's about how he's going on to avenge his father, specifically his company, after basically doing the right of after being a complete dick to everyone in his life. And it is a really great show. I am still in season 1. There's 5 seasons so far. I am still in season 1, so I have not gotten too far into it. However, what I have seen is amazing. It is a CW show, and I think people give CW a lot of shit. I'm very skeptical of CW shows because it's mostly made for teens. It is still a really good show, especially if you are a DC Comics fan. I was not a huge fan of the character Green Arrow. I didn't dislike him, I just wasn't really big on him, but this show's awesome, so I encourage you to give it a chance. It is really great. Let's talk about the only 2 animes that I like. People like to say that Avatar The Last Airbender is an anime. It's not, and it's not on Netflix. Cry. But the 2 animes that I recommend for anyone at all to watch on Netflix, even if you're not that big of an anime fan at all like I am, and that is the 2 shows Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online. Now, Attack on Titan has been out for a couple years now. I have not seen I know season 2 came out like either a year or so ago, and I have not watched season 2, but I have watched season 1, and holy fuck. This Attack on Titan especially is not for any of you who are very queasy, because there's quite a bit of gore in it, and for those of you who cannot handle a lot of dark content. Most of the shows I feature on this list are dark dramas, and they do feature dark content. So just, again, keep that in mind when I talk about this. But Attack on Titan, that being said, with all the gore, it is a fantastic show. The animation is gorgeous. I think it couldn't have been written any better. I absolutely love Attack on Titan, especially if you're looking for something new to really get into. So Attack on Titan is about this town where these giant titans start to attack it, and all of these young adults and teens come together to fight the titans. and it gets very fucked up. That's all I'm gonna say. It is really good though, so give it a chance. Sword Art Online is about this character named Kirito. He buys this video game that he really wants, and it's a virtual reality game, so you can put on this headset and then it's like you're actually in the game. The key here is that he is in the game. He and all the other people who want this really hyped for game become trapped in the game, and they literally have to fight their way out of it. If you die in the game, you are actually dead. So you're fighting for your survival. And that being said, it sounds, to some people it sounds really cheesy, but oh my god, it is a emotional road trip. He meets some amazing characters. Asuna is just, I cannot say enough good things about just Asuna alone. And I think it's a really beautiful story. I know season 2 has come out also, Sword Art Online. I have not watched it because I've heard very mixed things. And even though I don't like to have other people influence my opinion on things, I'm so skeptical when I try a new show. So I'd prefer to look at Sword Art Online, especially as the first season, as a beauty, because that's what happened with Legend of Korra. It got really not good. So I don't want to go down that road again. But Sword Art Online, season 1 that I have watched, is incredible. I encourage you to give it a shot if you haven't already. So this next one, for some reason, I was watching this last night, and all the seasons used to be on Netflix, but all the seasons are now available on Hulu. Some of them are on Netflix, but I would recommend if you're gonna watch the show, I'm about to suggest to go to Hulu, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. And that is Futurama. I think it is one of the most underrated animated adult shows of all fucking time, even though I know it has a huge cult following. I am definitely a part of that. Like, the synopsis of the plot is that Futurama is about this kid, Fry. On New Year's Eve of 1999, he gets trapped in a time-freezing machine, and he comes back to the year 2999, and then he becomes a part of this delivery company, and he meets all these people from the future, and it is so fucking funny. Joe DiMaggio plays a robot named Bender in it. And let me tell you, he will very quickly become your favorite character, I assure you. He is fucking great. It is so funny. The show's writing, I think it's so underrated. Even though I know there's a lot of love for it, I feel like it's still so underrated. So I encourage you, again, I'm putting this on the list even though Netflix for some reason now only has seasons 7 through 10. But please, if you have Hulu, or you just give it a chance. However you can watch Futurama, give it a chance. You will not be you will be pleased, not displeased. What am I saying? Let's move into the world of Netflix original series. So again, if you're not familiar with Netflix original series are shows that you can only watch on Netflix. So some of the shows that I mentioned earlier, you could probably find other places to watch it. Like I said, Futurama is also available on Hulu, but Netflix original series you can only watch on Netflix. A lot more streaming services are like that now, like Hulu also has original series, Amazon has some. I believe that Disney is also coming up with their own original streaming service. Maybe they'll have something like that. So I could be totally wrong about this fact, but I believe this show that I'm about to suggest was the very first Netflix original series out there. I could be wrong. Someone will tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. But that is Orange is the New Black, and I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with that title. So Orange is the New Black is based off of a book written by Piper Kerman, and she wrote it based off her real life experience of going to prison. So again, Orange is the New Black is about Piper going to prison for a very different kind of crime where she was technically in possession of drugs while with her lesbian girlfriend. Orange is the New Black about Piper going to prison and dealing with being in prison and dealing with her own personal life outside of prison. And while she's in prison, she meets this beautifully diverse cast of characters who are funny, who are just amazing. The show incorporates a lot of comedy. It does have a lot of influences from the LGBTQ community, and of course there is those really just intense scenes in there since it is a prison. Again, Orange is the New Black a lot of these shows are probably not good for people who are really sensitive to dark topics. My channel is probably not good for that either. And not for people under the age of maybe 16, 17, 18 legally if we want to get into terms of it, because this show does feature quite a bit of nudity, and words that I would never personally say, and that's a lot coming from me, so I'm gonna warn you, if you've never watched it, just be prepared for that. That being said, it is really good, and I recommend it to anybody, like, if you have Netflix at all, and you can handle all that dark stuff, or you're interested at all. It's very funny, and it's a really hard-hitting show as well, so Yeah, I love that stuff. Let's talk about the one that I would probably recommend for you to go watch right now after you watch this video, due to the timing of when I'm filming this and planning to put this video up, and that is Stranger Things. And I'd be very surprised if you are a Netflix owner, or like for the last like 10 minutes maybe, and you have not started Stranger Things, because it is phenomenal. It is my favorite Netflix original series. The Stranger Things is about these 4 kids. One of the 4 kids goes missing mysteriously one night, and the 3 kids, along with the missing kid's mom and the police, are trying to find out what exactly happened to him. And that is all I'm going to say, because again, I do not want to spoil anything, but let me tell you, it is a fun ride with the show. It's funny, it's set in the 80s, and it's so creatively well done. If you love anything sci-fi, I'm sure you were already all over this before I mentioned it, but this shit you need to see. The cast is incredible. Like, I'm still pissed that Millie Bobby Brown, who plays a very important character, did not win her Emmy. I'm going to be salty about that for the rest of my life. She totally deserves it. They did win a Golden Globe or 2, I believe, earlier this year, but let me tell you, you cannot skip out on Stranger Things. If you own Netflix, you need to see Stranger Things. Especially now, because it is about to come out on October 27th, Season 2 premieres, and I have seen all of the trailers for Season 2, and I am ready to just binge everything now. It is so important, especially with Halloween. So after this video, if you have Netflix and you have not watched Stranger Things, even if you have, because I recently rewatched the first season, go watch it now. Whether you've seen it already, just refresh your mind for Season 2, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it now again to be ready for Season 2, because it is perfect, just about perfect. The last Netflix original series that I'm going to talk about today is House of Cards, and this stars the fantastic Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright. House of Cards is definitely, it's hard to attract an audience of people my age, because sometimes people my age, I'm turning 19 next month, don't completely understand politics, and it was kind of hard for me to get into House of Cards at first, because I'm not too big on politics, and the show is kind of slow paced. That's probably like my one complaint about it, is that it is a very slow paced show and the episodes are quite long. However, that being said, the acting is, I believe it's also won a bunch of Golden Globes and Emmys, I think. Kevin Spacey is phenomenal. Robin Wright, who is just a goddess to me, is fantastic. So House of Cards is about the character that Kevin Spacey plays. He's a congressman and he's married to Robin Wright, and without going into huge confusing detail and spoilers of course, he's trying to basically control as much as he can in Washington, D.C. So if you can handle a slow-paced show and you want to try to get into House of Cards, and even if you're not big on politics like I am, I think it could be good for some people. I know it won't be great for everybody, but I encourage you to give it a shot. Okay, let's move on to the final 3, and that is the Holy Shonda Rhimes Trinity. Now let me say before I go into this, Shonda Rhimes is the reason I started writing anything, whether it came to my fan fiction, whether it came to my original like drama, like my original concept of Burning Bridges, which I'm currently rewriting. I wouldn't probably be on YouTube if it was not for her. She inspired me to start writing my own original content. I think she's fantastically skilled, and I love the shows that she has created, so I'm going to be recommending the 3 ones that I think everyone needs to see. She has created more than 3, but I do think these are the 3 ones that you definitely need to see. So let's start with the most recent one, How to Get Away with Murder. Holy shit. This is probably the most intense show I think that she's made yet. So this show stars Viola Davis, who, we need to talk about Viola Davis for a moment. She is my favorite actress ever. She is the most talented female actress I have ever seen in my life, and I have seen quite a bit, and I'm not just saying that because I love Shonda Rhimes. I do, but please watch Viola Davis in one episode of How to Get Away with Murder. Watch her also in Fences. Watch her in any of all the other beautiful things she's been in. She will blow your mind. She is amazing. But in How to Get Away with Murder, she plays a law professor at a college, and she hires 5 of her students to work at her law firm, since she's also a full-time lawyer, and they're all working together. And then it becomes sudden that her husband is murdered in her house, and that we're all trying to find out exactly who murdered him. If you love any kind of mysteries, this will be right up your alley. It is just fucking Like, I think the first season is the best one in my opinion, but I think it can suck anyone in, especially with the mystery and just the way it's portrayed and written out with Viola Davis, that being said. And I do not want to spoil anything at all, but I just think if you're into any kind of dark shit, into any kind of mystery shit, this will hit everything on your checklist. Please go watch it. You will not be disappointed. The next one is Scandal, and the final season just started of Scandal, and I am not ready for Scandal to end because, oh my god, just Scandal is, oh my god. Scandal's also a political drama. It stars Kerry Washington and Tony Goldwyn, which, first of all, you should just watch the show alone for Kerry Washington and Tony Goldwyn because they are some of the most beautiful human beings on this planet. I am not saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying that because that is a proven fact, and once you see them, you will completely believe me, no matter what your sexuality is. The Scandal is about this character, Olivia Pope, that Kerry Washington plays. She has her own law firm in Washington. It's very secret, it's very private, and they help political figures in Washington erase all of their mistakes and their own scandals. Hey, the title. But while she's doing this, the President of the United States, portrayed by Tony Goldwyn, is trying to get her to come back to him because she's previously his employee, but she left being his employee for a very specific reason, and that is all I'm going to say. But the show is fantastic. Jeff Perry is in it. He plays an amazing character. Bellamy Young is outstanding in this show. Someone from the fucking West Wing was also in the show. I don't remember his fucking name, god damn it. But I will say I love Scandal way more than House of Cards because, one, it is more fast-paced, two, it's easier to understand even if you're not big on politics, and three, I think it's also written a little bit better in my opinion. But I still love House of Cards, I still recommend House of Cards, but I love Scandal more, and I think that a lot of people would enjoy Scandal more. This final season just premiered, so also along with Stranger Things, after you watch Stranger Things, go watch Scandal because you'll love it, or How You Met Murder, or anything, but Stranger Things has to come first. And then the last thing I'm going to recommend is probably the first ever series I got into, TV series to be specific, and that is, everyone's gonna probably hate me for this, Grey's Anatomy. So I started watching Grey's Anatomy when I was 8 years old. Now a lot of you are thinking like, wait, what, your mom let you watch that? A lot of shit went over my head. And I grew up with the characters in that show. It's been on for like 12 fucking years now. And I know a lot of people, I do agree with the idea that the later seasons are not as good as the early ones, that I believe to be entirely true. I've tried to get into later seasons. I have tried. I want to, just for the sake of doing it, to get it done, because I know a lot of people do enjoy the later seasons, but I'm trying because there's just so much, like season 14, like, oh my god. But that being said, definitely watch season 1. Season 1 is only like 7 or 8 episodes. You can easily get through it, and it premiered in 2004, so things will look a little different from today. But if you have never heard of or don't know what the fuck Grey's Anatomy is about, it's a medical drama. It's about this character named Meredith Grey. She has just become a medical intern at a Seattle hospital, and she is the daughter of a very profound surgeon, so she has a lot to live up to, and she's struggling with that. And she's also struck with the fact that she realizes that she has a kind of affair, sex life thing going on with what she finds out is her new boss. And a lot of other shit happens, but I will just say this about Grey's Anatomy one last thing. For those of you who are skeptical about starting Grey's Anatomy, Christina Yang is one of my favorite all-time characters. Viola Davis is my favorite all-time actress. Christina Yang is everything to me. She's no longer in the show. She left in like season 10 or 12 or whatever. But she is an amazing character, and I love her to death, and a lot of people love her. So if anything is probably going to bring into Grey's Anatomy, Christina motherfucking Yang. You will fucking love her. Watch season 1. It's just 7 episodes. It's really easy to get through. Trust me, I've done it many a times. I think it's just a fantastic show. I think it's such an important show, not just to Shonda Rhimes, but Grey's Anatomy did a fuck ton for ABC. And I think it's a really important show that everyone should at least watch the first season of once. I know a lot of people don't like it now, but I will always love Grey's Anatomy. I don't get to watch later seasons to get through them, but I love them, and again, I love Shonda Rhimes in general. Okay, that is the last show that I'm going to recommend today from my list of the 10 shows that I believe that everyone needs to watch on Netflix. If there's a show that I did not talk about in this video and you're like, Hayley, what the fuck, why did you not mention this thing? Leave it in the comments, share it with everybody. If you have shit you want to share, we put the comments down there for a reason. If you want me to make a top 10 movies I think you should watch on Netflix, also leave that in the comments down below, and thumbs up this video because that also helps me out. I will be making the top 10 shows that you should watch on Hulu, so don't worry, that will be coming. And of course, if you have any video requests at all, also feel free to leave those down in the comments and leave them on my social media. If you're wondering about any of my social media, it is always linked down below in the description box of all of my videos. And of course, to always keep up with me, everyone say it with me, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, all the notification bullshit. Make sure you never miss a video from me because, hey, I'm trying to make good content. I'm coming back. I feel good, guys. I'm so happy to be expanding my fandom, like, content reach here on my channel. Of course, if there's a fandom you want me to talk about, like DC, like Marvel, anything pretty much. I'm open to anything. Go ahead and leave down in the comments below. I am super happy and open to suggestions. Okay, I think that's what we'll end this video with. Hopefully the next time you guys see me, my hair will be red and not pink because I really need to dye it. Alright, I love you and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, I just realized that. Oh, I never explained this. So I'm filming in here because my room looks like shit. That's the only reason. Nothing changed. I didn't move or anything. Okay, now goodbye.
I don't love you, baby. I don't need you, baby.